Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some special guests in the building.
The
Lobby Boys. Jim Jones, Maino, welcome.
Yes. What's happening?
It's already active. Y'all just walked in.
Yeah, it's a little active already. We just seen the old Jim Jones, but it's all good. All good.
I thought it was a sketch. I didn't know what was happening.
Y'all set us up. That was they trying to punk us.
They trying to punk
They had
us?
a musty dude with a Crow Heart shirt on. Wait for us out there. I thought he was with the lady that was giving the tests out.
I don't know who he was with. I thought he was with me.
All I know is three people walked in this room, and there's only 2 lobby boys.
Wow, that was crazy though.
He definitely was trying to be a lobby boy.
The Lobby Boys are here. This is gonna be a good one because I want to know the start.
Oh shit.
So Lobby Boys are here. Maino and Jim Jones. So there was a time that Jim Jones and Maino weren't seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
They weren't seeing eye to eye.
What is that?
Yeah.
So how did y'all have beef and problems at all? Maino, you was locked up. Jim was
Because Maine was talking about me.
Yeah.
He was talking shit.
Talking crazy.
You heard?
Why?
He said, Jimmy getting bigger now. I ain't appreciate it.
Yeah. You know, here's the thing. You remember me. You remember me very, very, very well back then.
But me and you had problems at first.
I had a lot of problems.
You had problems with
everybody.
Damn. You're a troublemaker.
Possibly.
It's terrible.
Possibly, but I'm different now.
You
Can't
different.
You see? I'm smiling now.
Correct.
You understand? We doing business in a
where did the
better
beef
way.
start? How did it start?
It never was really beef.
It was beef.
It was. We didn't
It was
like
a
each other.
it was a misunderstanding.
It never really was beef because beef got to get to a place. You can't say it was
got
beef.
there a couple of times though.
Yeah, but potentially.
But there was potential.
It could have happened.
Yeah.
Shit happens, man.
Yeah, it could have happened.
There was a lot of awkward position.
Yeah,
No
listen,
homo.
and
No
every time
Hey,
that was
wait.
bad.
That was bad.
Position, that was bad. Yo, listen. Every time it could have happened, I'm gonna be 100% honest. It was more of them than it was me.
Now, Jim,
One of them times it was you.
I'm not taking this L.
I was always outnumbered.
I was there with Maino.
Yeah.
Right?
In Ruby Falls.
Ruby Falls. I'm in the club with
They
Maino.
come in 75 deep.
Maino, 80, and maybe
It was Buck.
Buck.
Yeah.
Maino taps me and says, tuck your chain in.
Wow.
True story. Tuck your chain. We about to get busy. I said, we? What you mean we? He said,
he's
"We
like,
about
I'm
to
just
get-"
standing
No,
here.
he said, we about to get busy. And I said, well, who? He goes, Jim. I said, all right. I said, but Jim's there with 90 people. He said, yeah. I said, what we gonna do? He said, I'm gonna act like I got the gun on me.
Wow.
And just follow my lead. True story. I swear to God. Now, mind you, me and Maino just had people. We just squashed people. We've been hanging out heavy. We've been getting into like everything. First thing
But you didn't have a problem with Jim.
Me and Jim really didn't rock it that time.
So you did have a problem with
Me
him.
and Jim didn't rock each
It
other
was a
that
problem.
time.
It was a
We
problem
got it. Okay, we
360.
got it. All right.
It was a problem 360.
Because look, Jim was a bully back then.
I was not a bully.
Yes, you was
I
a
was
bully.
misunderstood.
I
was misunderstood. I was misunderstood.
You was bullish.
So were you, Maino.
Ish.
You was a bully. I was ish.
Both of you.
I was
bullish.
misunderstood.
Okay.
Right? So I'm out with Maino, right? And back then, this was a long time ago, maybe 17 years ago.
Damn.
New York clubs used to be disgusting.
Nasty.
Right? So everybody used to carry maybe like a little tutu in the shoe. Remember that?
Yeah, that was you.
Yeah, that was me. But this club, they make you take the shoes off. They make you go through all types of crazy stuff to get in the club. So that day he said, Maino said, Envy, you got your thing on you? I said, no. He says, I'm going to act like I have it. And he act like they had it, and we got out of there.
Yeah.
And I never hung out with Maino again after that. So from there,
He's like, this is not my beef.
But so how did y'all squash the beef and get to a place where y'all became cool? Because it was nasty for years.
But what did you say about Jim that y'all didn't like? What? Why?
I was talking shit on records though. Like I came in the game trying to get in the game, and this is at a
You
time
trying to
when
50 Cent
I was
me.
trying to, I was saying,
I
I was just saying stuff
Curtis
about everybody.
Jackson me.
Right? So remember my first song that got popping was Rumors. Right. See, he said, she said, like I was talking crazy. So that was my intro into the game. But everybody wasn't street dudes, and everybody wasn't feeling away, and everybody wasn't outside. So I was going outside. I was really running in the gym. Right. And I remember we was in Cherry Lounge one time. I came up in there with Kim.
We whipped ass that night too.
Yeah, and they was 3,000 deep. 3,000 deep. Nothing never happened because we always had mutual homies though, because he was always running with a pack of Bed-Stuy niggas. He loved Bed-Stuy. You understand?
My family's
You
from
know?
Best.
So how did y'all?
And that
finally-
would suck if something happened and you had Kim in there with you, and then
Yeah,
you know.
not-
Oh, it
You know
went
what
down that night, but they nothing happened with them. They had left.
Yeah.
And we whipped everybody else's ass that was in the club. I think that was the night Clue had to shut that shit down. I think it was
Yeah.
no more Cherry
It
Lounge
never
after
opened
that.
that.
Yeah.
So how did y'all
My
squash
bad,
it?
Clue.
We squashed him once we first had the opportunity to talk in Atlanta. We had to talk in Atlanta, introduce ourselves to each other. Again, he was 3,000 deep. You understand? I had to hold my ground, and we had to talk. And then once we talked, though, we clicked.
Shouts to Sheik and 80. They was real instrumental.
definitely.
And we had
And
two
Melly-
people
Melly
that
was
we
there.
respect and love. But it was really Sheik and 80. Sheik and 80 had a dope relationship. And I remember them going to the side. And when I seen Sheik go to the side and talk to 80, I was like, yo, let me holler at you. And then me and Maine end up going inside the Bloomingdale's. And I told all the security and goons, like, I'm cool, we going over here to talk. And in my mind, I said, we gonna do whatever's gonna happen, we gonna tear this Bloomingdale's up, or we gonna leave out of here on the same terms. And we left out of there on great terms.
Now your mind frame when he says,
Right.
"Let me talk to you for a second," right? Now I know both of y'all personally, and when
Right.
y'all both say, "Let me talk to y'all for a second," it always goes bad.
Nah, but at that point, once the
Jim just did it
homies
recently.
is
Let me
talking.
talk to you for a second with somebody.
Hey, why y'all doing this, man?
Yeah. Oh,
I just want to
shit.
give everybody opportunity to speak for themselves.
Nah,
Like, if we have
listen.
a misunderstanding, I want to make sure that we have a misunderstanding.
See, you got to know, and even back then, see, I already know, like, if it was gonna happen, it would have happened.
Yeah, it would have
already.
happened a long time
And
ago.
if we was already at a point where it was already talk involved. So at that point, it was like, let me holler at you. We went to the side and talked, and we ain't ever looked back from there.
Yeah, it was a dope day, actually, the way it went down. I definitely had them out of pocket, though.
Yeah. They was 3,000 deep, and I was like 4 deep.
4 deep. So now, how did it come together to do an album? So that was years ago. Y'all
Yeah.
squashed it. So when did it come to say, okay?
And we talked about it back
wanna do
then.
it now.
It's all, yeah,
once,
back
so
then.
once
It
we got
started
cool,
back
we
then,
got
yeah.
cool. We got
It's like
cool.
overnight we got
Right,
cool.
we got
Like, I
cool
fuck with this
immediately.
nigga energy.
And then I would come pull up on him. He had a studio downtown, and one time we did a record, and this was back when Puff and Ross would say that they was the Bugatti Boys.
Yeah.
So we did a record one time, and he was like, "Shout out to the Bugatti Boys," but me and Maino, we the Lobby Boys. And I understood what he was saying from then. It was like, man, we come from the lobby, we come from that pain, we come from them tenements. You know what I mean? We talked about doing an album back then, but we never did it.
Yeah, we not.
So now, how did it finally come to fruition? How did this? How did
Maine
do it?
called me out the blue one day, like, yo, I'm ready. I'm like, ready? He like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this Lobby Boy shit. I'm like, shit, all right, well, I'm ready too. And he was in the studio. I was in the studio. I said, as soon as I finish leaving here, I'm coming to the studio and start the work. And shit, that same night he called me, we started the album. And that was last summer. And we started with, with the paid in full theme, 10 days, beat 10 records in 10 days,
Word.
beat. We was gonna do that, but like the 4th or 5th record, that shit was sounding so stupid, I had to pull Maine to the side, like, man, we might got something here. We might gotta double down and really go hard. And so we went from trying to put it out last summer to us pulling back and really putting our best foot forward and making some of the best music that I think people have heard in a long time. And now here we are, Lobby Boys album out, dope ass records, dope ass features.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a time making this album. Probably one of my best experiences
We had a lot of fun.
making an album. And I've made a few albums, but
Why do you
just-
say that?
the whole set and everything, like we
look
got
like y'all
this.
had fun.
The studio we named it the Lobby. Everybody that was on the album had to come to the lobby, or they came to the lobby to actually do their feature on the album.
No send-in verses.
No sending. Every night was like a party. Every night was a vibe. We in the studio, we leaving, we going out to parties, we coming back, finishing music. Like, it just was a dope experience as an artist. For the most part, doing music is like doing homework for me. It's not the most enjoyable thing until it's actually finished. This whole process was enjoyable to me. Like, I was excited to go to the studio and put the work in the shit, as opposed to when I'm making albums by myself. It's some of the toughest things I got to go up against because it's just me against me. So now I'm just crumbling the paper up, you know how it goes. So, but with him, it was just, and the way he set it up, he was like the executive producer. He made it comfortable. Like, I for the most part, I've done everything on my side when it comes to business, marketing, all of that stuff. So I've never bumped into somebody who's equally as dope and understands what it takes to actually get a project out. And he understood it all to the point that I didn't really have to do too much, just chime in here and there, and we had a beautiful project. So I definitely want to give him his flowers for definitely putting that together in an easy way for us.
There is such a big difference when people come and do stuff in person than send in verses. You
Right.
can feel it and tell.
Yeah, it's energy. It's energy. And like The studio, it was just a lot of energy. When everybody was coming, everybody was there. So it was like we provided the vibe. If you like to smoke, that was smoke. If you want something to drink, that was there also. And people just didn't come and just do their verses and leave. I'm talking about everybody that came stayed all day.
You be having catering.
Like we had food.
Yeah, you're like an event planner too.
Yeah, he
Provide
the vibe.
Does it all.
Gotta provide the vibe.
I was gonna ask, with everything going on in New York right now, do you ever look back and say, I need to go talk to these youth a little bit?
Yeah.
Like you look at what's going on in Harlem or Brooklyn or the Bronx, and it seems like it's out of control.
I do. I try to speak as much as I can where it's welcome and respected. You understand? And I try to play my part just as much as I can. As far as speaking to the ones that that I'm that are within my reach. That are within my air reach.
Yep. And it's hard. It's not the easiest thing because you can't be a hypocrite when you're trying to give these kids these advices because we came through the same struggles they came up, and we got this thing about everybody has to live a life.
Right.
You heard? So we can't impose our will on everybody all the time, but we do want to give these advice. And what's the best advice you tell them?
That the opportunity is greater than the problem.
And when they go face against the problem, what they gonna come up against?
They gonna come against. It's gonna be it, right? So the thing is, like, you gotta understand, like, when you make a choice to do certain things, understand what your choice is, and it's gonna be repercussions. It's gonna be consequences behind that.
Yes,
you understand. When you was young, that you wasn't trying to hear everything that everybody was trying to say to you.
100%.
So that you gotta kind of like be able to understand when to give advice and when not to, because at the end of the day, I need to be respected. I don't want to be out here looking like that every time I come around, I'm the nigga out here trying to just preach to the young niggas, because then there'd be a lack of respect. So that we have to keep it right, so whereas they get it the right way. So I talk to Fabio all the time, and he's one of the ones that we really talk a lot. And I could say, as far as him, he really gets it. You know what I mean? So if you could reach a few of them, and also lead by example, then
Come on,
you doing your job.
Damn, I thought that was my phone. Like, is it the host phone going off?
My phone vibrate. Only my wife get the rings.
So you gotta look at him move. I ain't gonna lie, I be damn near answer my phone on stage when Chrissy called me like, yo, hold on, what's it?
It's like that. Damn.
Whoa, someone you lucky she ain't calling Summer Jam. I had to stop. Like, hold.
1 second. I seen the post that you put the other a day ago. I seen you out and a young brother was killed out in Harlem, and it was like, everybody's out. Does that deter you from still going out?
I mean,
you a Harlem, like you love Harlem, and I love that because kids get that inspiration of seeing things. But then it's also you got to be careful because you want to make it home to Chrissy. You want to make it home to your son. And not to say that a beef started with you, but anything can happen on any random night, on any random day.
Anything can happen on any random night, on any random day, in anywhere. It can happen in Chick-fil-A. It can happen, you dig? But
in your house, it could happen.
But yes, in the hood, it happens a little bit more than we would like to. And in Harlem, there's things that's going on that are really crazy right now that definitely hurts my heart. Not saying that they haven't been going on, just saying that from an older position and watching things going on and knowing all the ignorant things that I did coming up, I do wish that we can come to a medium and start to have some change. And that's why a lot of the times people see me. It's not outside to shine on people. It's just show the younger kids coming up some inspiration, because I definitely came from the same things that they came about. So when you see me having these barbecues or you see me feeding the community and things like that, it's just that what it is and things like that. It's not for me to be glamorizing and none of that. It's this, I want to show the community that I'm here to help. At the same time, I come from this community. This is a place that I love. Like what happened the other day in Harlem, it definitely hurts my heart. I definitely send out my condolences to the family, the young kid that was lost. I know he was a kid playing basketball, and so many kids from my hood know him. He was playing in the Kingdom tournament. So we need to do better in the city. I do know that gun violence is at an all-time high, but it's always been at an all-time high. If you look at the statistics and things like that, we need to find solution. Solution's not going to start with one person. It's going to start with a lot of us, and a lot of us that's a little bit older need to give back to the community as far as giving a helping hand, some of the things that we didn't have coming up. We didn't have too much. So now looking back, I try to do everything I can possibly do in my favor to actually help my community. You know what I mean? So shout out to Harlem. Absolutely. Big Harlem.
And Mano, I saw you do a post with some of your friends that are locked up right now, unfortunately.
Right. Right. Oh, so I had put up a post.
Young Thug, Casanova.
Shout out to them. Shout out to Gunna. Shout out to Thug, the whole YSL. Shout out to Casanova. I put up the post because a lot of times, you know, sometimes we get so caught up in our day-to-day that we forget how blessed we are. You know, I know I do. And I never want to get that far gone that I forget how much the music and the opportunity to do music has provided so much for me and gave me the opportunity to just continue to build, right? So now you looking at me, I've had the opportunity to rebrand myself. I had the opportunity to press restart on my career, whereas a lot of people don't get that opportunity. And just to see so many artists going through a lot of the stuff that they're going through right now is disheartening. You know what I mean? Like, I got a chance to build a relationship with Young Thug. I got a chance to have a relationship with Casanova, to see them going, and it's many more than that, right? So many more artists dying, you know, because I got this thing where it's like, man, we work so hard to get out of the hood. How do we get out of the hood, then wind up succumbing to the same things that the hood gives us, like death in prison? You understand? Like, it's like we work this hard just to end up in the same position.
It's crazy.
But
It's
I will say,
counterproductive.
though, what most people don't understand is, if you have problems before you become a rapper,
Right.
when you become a rapper, those problems just
don't go away.
end.
I've been saying this.
They intensify.
It doesn't end.
Right, you can see me saying that 10 years ago, 12 years ago, that same thing, because I came in the game with that type of element. I had issues in the street that was unresolved.
And especially
you know?
if there was blood. If there was bloodshed.
Of course,
like,
if
it
it's
just doesn't say,
bloodshed,
I'm a rapper now.
Right,
It's crazy.
It's forever. It's
But I said that a minute ago. Being a rapper is one of the most dangerous jobs in the world, right? And we see that in front of our face now, as we're seeing every week is a new rapper that's getting manned down in the streets due to violence. And now there's another element they add into it, which is even more scary, that they're trying to take our freedom away from us by using our art held against us from the words that we speak on our music. So it's like, we don't have too much outlets anymore as musicians and artists and things
What's
like
your
that.
opinion on that? Because take Stugging them out for a second, right? So there was a rapper, was he from Texas? Rapper from Texas did a song talking about how he breaks into ATMs. Right? He gets caught breaking into ATMs. But he just did a whole song of how he broken into ATMs. So they used it against him.
Right.
But then when you look at Thug and Gunna, and I hear the prosecutor saying, "Oh, Your Honor, he even said fuck the judge."
Right.
That has nothing to do with that
nothing
case.
to do with- right.
So how do you stand with your lyrics being used, prosecuted against
They
you?
should take that out, because like, from when you rapping from a perspective, you know what I'm saying? So I was just having this conversation the other day. Like, I say all kinds of crazy shit sometimes when I rap. I say, yo, woke up in the shade room. Shorty took me home. I licked a pussy in a kid's room. I never did it.
Whoa.
I never did it. I never did it.
Are you,
Just
I
you
believe
telling
you.
him you would
believe me, but I
you
never
say
did
you
it.
saying this as a testimony, using this
what
as
I'm
a
saying,
testimonial.
I never did
Did
that.
somebody ask you about it? Because you
Yeah,
seem like
somebody said, yeah.
you feel like a little
'cause
guilty, like because
no,
it's something.
I'm throwing that out there for people.
You sure you
I've
didn't
been
do
challenged
it?
against
Are
that.
you sure you didn't do it?
Yeah, I've been on trial about my lyrics.
It's just a bar.
Just a bar, but what I'm saying is that
Jim,
it shouldn't be
Jim,
literal.
Let's be honest. We know Mano for a long time.
He's
Does
definitely done
sound
that
like
in
something he
somebody's
would do?
child's room, for sure.
I'm saying I'm gonna step out of it. I didn't have nothing to do
That
with this.
never happened,
Please,
though.
God,
Could it
please.
happen?
He thinks he made me think that
How
I'm
do you-
picking on him.
That never
That sounds
happened.
Mano.
So in all your
They say
years,
that
you've
sound like
never
you.
licked pussy in somebody's child's room.
This is we can't. We in a fucking courtroom right now.
You wanna switch
No, we can't. We gotta
I
fight
think he did
it.
it,
No,
No one may know.
Guilty.
Let's get you out of here. Let's get you out of
We're
here.
gonna have to get out of there because you're doing this right now. That's where we got to get out of there. But what I'm saying is that
you're saying
lyrics-
you never licked a pussy
This is
in
what I'm saying.
somebody's
Let's get
children's
you out of
room.
there.
We
Right.
don't believe
Okay.
you, but continue.
that never happened. But
Okay.
what I'm saying is this: if it shouldn't be taken out of context as it's being so literal. It's just some of these is bars. Like some of we saying things that come from things that we might have seen, or just some ill shit to say. Like
Quentin Tarantino hasn't get locked up or been put on
Right.
trial for any of the movies that he's made yet.
Right.
Goodfellas, none of them. Robert De Niro haven't been up on the stand for none of the killings that he's done in movies
Didn't this
yet.
woman just get
And
arrested?
wasn't Goodfellas like a reenactment of a real thing that happened from the Lufthansa heist and all that type of shit? So it's like, yo, we doing the same thing, but just with music, but it's being
Right.
held against us, as we can
Right.
see.
Remember when OJ tried to do that book, If I Did It? or whatever about
Yeah,
killing.
right, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But then they didn't put it out.
OJ's just different.
That was some other
But
shit
does that
though.
make you watch the
OJ's
lyrics of what you write now? Because you know that if something ever pops up,
I
they
don't
can
wa-
possibly
but-
use your
But
lyrics.
I've never
I'm
wrote
not
from that
gonna-
position.
Right, I'm never going to detail a crime that happened.
100%. I've never wrote from that
because
position.
Then
That's idiot. That's stupidity. Like
and
this.
it's not artistic to me. It's not artistic. Like we just because like there's a difference between writing broad and then writing about certain things and pulling from different places and pulling from
Yes.
past experience and pulling from things that you know than to actually writing about a specific crime and detailing a specific
crazy.
crime. I went to the house, I picked up the gun, I shot that nigga. Like you're writing about a specific incident that happened. That ain't cool. I never thought that was cool, and I didn't think that artists really did that. You understand? So there's a difference between detailing a specific crime because then at that point, then it's not art. It's
Like I always think
Okay.
like Biggie's story to tell.
right,
Perfect painted picture.
right,
Wasn't we don't know was I would assume it wasn't real, but
Right.
the way it was a
Right.
painted
It
picture,
definitely was
Right.
fire.
Right.
Definitely was
Right.
fire.
Mhm.
Like
It's the
Nas do
same
it all the
thing.
time. It's the same. It's the same
thing.
But it's kind of scary now. It's like, look, thinking about your music, like, wow, man, maybe like it's just
The same-
it's-
Or like
really
if you're
the
a
same
scammer
thing.
and you do it, because I think that happened too, right? These kids that were scammers did a song and a video.
But I
talking-
mean, that's like saying, yo, all the niggas that talk about their hustle and they rap music now should be
Right.
be put up.
I'm
on
not
the-
saying that it should, but I'm just saying they've done it before. So
So if I
also
said,
don't think
had
if
a
I committed
song
a crime,
where
I would
said,
want to tell people.
Lord forgive me, I put holes in other black men. So now we just gonna pull up what shit that I like. That don't. I'm not specifically talking about a specific crime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
It's nasty
saying
that
how I
us as
feel.
as rap musicians got to go through this double standard
Right.
because it doesn't happen in no other music genre. It doesn't happen in movies. It does. You know what I mean? So it's like there's a lot going on when it comes to us rappers and things like that. But I urge everybody to stand tall, stay focused, and keep your head up and keep pushing because this is one of the greatest things that has happened to us. It's helped me change my life, helped me have my family, have not worried about anything. So it's like there's pros and cons, but there are very good pros against the cons. I will say that.
Now Lobby Boy's album's out right now.
Right
Right
now,
now, streaming and beaming.
slide.
But
Yeah.
I do want to ask. We've heard Dipset records that haven't been released. We've seen Dipset on Versus. Will we ever get a Dipset album again? Or
Man, that's like a trick question. Shouts to Joel Santana, shouts to Cameron, shouts to Freaky Zeke, shouts to all the counterparts of Diplomat that has had a hand in helping us out and making us so successful. But as far as the music, I really couldn't tell you. I don't know where Cam is at when it comes to doing music. I haven't spoke to Cam in a minute and things like that. I went to perform at the Apollo show and things like that. I see he got TV shows and all that going on, so I couldn't tell you. I know me and Joel's is cooking up music. I was over his house yesterday just helping him finish up the studio and things like that. He said to tell y'all what's up. But yeah, man, hopefully we do get another Diplomat album. But right now I really can't stop and worry about that. I got so many other things that I'm excited about doing. Lobby Boy album out right now. Greatest group in history.
I told y'all my
2 on
favorite
2.
song.
We like crisscross. You heard? We like
All black
you
lovers.
Crisscross.
Daddy Mac. That's the Daddy Mac. That's the Daddy Mac right there. You heard? That's my man. Daddy Mac can make you jump.
What's your favorite song?
I told you.
What? Slide?
Prayer.
Prayer?
I told you.
Praying is
Praying,
it.
yeah, I tell the praying song because
Yeah.
I
I
like
think
Slide because
I-
I like to see them having fun though. Like,
Yeah.
I've never,
I like that too,
they're
but I-
rehearsing, like they having
Yeah.
fun.
But I like that
And I'm
song
really
because I
sturdy.
think
I gotta help him
really
out.
sturdy.
I gotta help him out.
Get the
I gotta
fuck
help
out
him
of
out.
here. I'm really
I
sturdy.
gotta-
We put that move together to do
play
together.
the music. Play the
We
music.
Put we
You
put
wanna
together.
play the music
We
right
put
now.
it
Let's see who the
together.
sturdiest. You got the record?
You really wanna
You
do
want to
this
do
right
this
now?
right now? It's
Do it.
early,
Put
but
it
we
on.
can get my shit is sturdy, bro.
That's
I'm
the
telling
only
you.
move you
but
got,
that's
though.
sturdy though. It's
you
called a
don't-
sturdy
you don't-
two-step. How many moves you got?
I got that move
Right?
and a spin.
That's 2.
And
That's
a
the
spin?
32
How many
step.
moves you got?
I got 2.
No, you got one move.
Nah, I get lower. You heard? I bring it up around the whole foot.
You ain't got this.
What? But that's easy. I hit you with
You
the
ain't
kid
got
and play.
this.
But I hit you with the kid and play though.
You ain't got
I'm not doing this with you, bro.
That's it?
I'm not doing this with you.
But then you didn't put the song
I was
on.
about to put it on, but they stop arguing.
All day with this guy. All day with this guy.
But I love to see that you guys
we
having
having fun.
No,
Nah,
that's
definitely.
the most
We
important
having
thing.
fun, and that's the whole thing, though. Like, listen, life is so real. You know what I mean? And during this process, so many things is happening. You know, I lost my mom during this process. You know, it was, you know, so for us to come and really get and hit the game hard with dope music, to hit Billboard again, to have a song that's gonna be the song of the summer, and we having fun. We not disgruntled. We not
very lighthearted.
You know
I mean, you gotta look. First of all, I know the people probably was like, oh boy,
yeah.
But we on a total opposite of what everybody think that we come, how we coming, and I'm enjoying this. You dig? Like I haven't had this much fun in a long time when it comes to making music and being in the industry. You know, the game is full of shit. You heard? So when you get next to somebody who's after the same goals you are and understand the same shit, like it's dope.
Yeah.
What does no Bobby V mean?
Oh boy,
shit.
It was not like that.
That's what
I'm asking.
It really don't mean nothing.
At
What
all.
it was is we was in the studio. Shout out to Fab. We was all together and we was working on some music and we heard that beat. That was the Bobby V beat.
Bobby V beat.
And said, yo, let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we started rapping, Fab had a line that says, "Bitch, I ain't Bobby V."
Mm-hmm.
And we used that and said, "Fuck it, there's no Bobby V."
No Bobby V.
It wasn't.
But we wasn't thinking malicious
Yeah,
or
it wasn't
we
there.
wasn't taking in consideration.
really about the beat.
But we don't judge. I don't. Do you judge?
Take it way into
Who
consideration.
am I to judge?
Okay, shit.
As bad as I am. Who am I to judge?
Shit. You just told about the people about the shave room.
You
that happen?
You gotta stop.
Okay,
bro.
I just-
But you
have
know,
to stop.
interestingly, on that song, Mano, you also talk about needing pills to get over your ex.
This is terrible.
This is very terrible.
This is terrible.
No,
was
so-
you taking the pills or was she taking the pills? I don't
I
understand.
didn't take no
But
pills.
you said I need the pills to get over that.
This is just same thing
This is the
again.
same thing
We
in
back
court of law?
because they
That
taking it
was-
literal.
Was that before the white girl?
What white girl?
Oh my God! Don't do
This is
this.
crazy. I'm gonna get away from you now because
What white girl?
this ain't lobby boy.
You
This is
can
like you
never-
back
you
up
can never-
Mano.
you
You're
can never-
Mano. You're
Oh
a
my
Mano
God.
right now.
What now? What was you saying now?
So he took the pills she was talking about.
No, okay, so your breakup with your ex was that bad.
They jumping the shit
Yo,
out you over here. They said the pills.
Yeah.
The pills we were talking
So
about.
we're-
No, seriously,
Nigga, you know you done
because
fucked
this
up,
is some real
right?
shit. I know everybody jokes around a lot,
Right.
but you did go through a tough
Right.
time, and that's real.
Right, of
Right.
course, definitely.
Yeah.
And
Now, why did y'all break up? Because y'all were together for
You know
a
why.
long time. Y'all were a nice,
He's
beautiful,
digging.
cute couple.
I asked you about this, didn't I?
You did, and she did.
I
Right,
gave you some
same
words of
day. You
encouragement,
gave me
right?
both of y'all, right? So what I'm telling you is that, I'm just speaking about a time in my life,
Right.
And like again, it's not literal, you know what I mean? But I'm basically saying I felt something so crazy that I needed pills to get over that. Now I'm not saying I actually was sitting around just taking pills because I wasn't. You know what I mean?
You was heartbroken.
Huh?
You were
I wouldn't say.
Was
I
that
wouldn't
the first
say
time you were
that.
heartbroken?
I wouldn't say
Yo, they digging.
I'm just asking.
They are
I'm just
digging on you right
never seen
now.
crazy.
They
I
go
never heard
crazy on you
that.
right now.
I'm saying things that people relate to though.
Mano, there is nothing wrong
I
with that.
also said waking up with strippers, man, I'm getting too old for that.
Yeah, you
I also
did.
said that, and then I led into that. Said,
No
you
line
know,
was good. No line was good. You went
Huh?
from
No
you
line
went
was
from
good. There was
you
bad
getting
line
too
was-
over that. It went from I'm getting too old for that, and then
Right.
you said my
I got it.
ex-girlfriend. I needed pills to get over that.
Yeah.
I gotta say shit that people relate to.
So why
Oh,
didn't it work?
that
Why
was
didn't
it.
it work?
That was
For
it.
people out there, like, why didn't it work?
He's not stopping.
You just not gonna stop. Cause I wasn't as good as you, E. I wasn't.
Yo, he's
I wasn't
wild.
as good
Yeah,
as
no,
you.
he's-
I wasn't as good as you. I'm not a good guy. I wasn't a good
That was a
guy.
good answer.
That was
That was
good.
a
I
good
wasn't
answer.
as good
That was
as
good
you
as
out
answer.
there, man.
So when are you going to change? Because we all
I have. That's
what.
what.
Wow.
This is
They
this is
are
my
really- this is
recovery.
crazy.
This is
This
my
is-
road to recovery
this is
right here.
crazy. They
This is
shooting
where I have
down.
changed that.
Now people were upset with you when you made the comment about when you were having sex with a white woman.
Well, first of all, I never
This
had.
is
First of all,
going
that
way
never
deep.
happened.
This is way.
And that never happened.
So what
and y'all
happened?
got it. What happens is this. Y'all gotta have it. Y'all was supposed to
Wow.
laugh at
I
that.
heard you and Jim in the car talking about it. So what happened?
Yeah, y'all was supposed to laugh at that. That was we. Listen, you got to read the room. I'm in a room full of friends, and the room is about spicy, right? So we doing Angela Yee's
Lip service.
lip service, and this is a spicy room, and we talking, and I'm talking spicy, and I'm talking crazy. Everybody know I talk crazy.
So how did you go white
I
girls?
talk
There's no white
crazy.
girls. You got white girls on your
No.
cast?
No.
This is crazy.
So what made you go with white
This
girls?
is crazy.
We talking
It's slavery.
crazy.
This is crazy.
We're talking about
This is-
things that never happened, but understand what I'm saying though.
I'm listening.
I should be able to say what I want to say in
It's a
the
little bit
realms
different.
of my own business. Meaning, we live in a world where we gotta respect different things, right?
Correct.
So I should, if this was my fantasy, if it was my fantasy, that's my business, right?
It's not.
If it was,
when you tell it to people,
But-
it's not your business anymore.
That's true.
See, it had to be you.
That is
It
true.
just had to be you.
So that's one of your
Right?
fantasies.
No, it's
knocking
not
off
one
a
of my.
white
In
girl.
terms of playing, we knocked off white girls. We knocked off plenty white girls before. No, they never did that. I'm just saying we playing around. Like y'all gotta stop. Y'all was supposed to laugh at that.
Well, just no race holds no merit in his life.
not
like
at
his,
all.
You know, like
I
his-
just
Not
want
at
to
all.
say that wasn't
I'm
a
not-
joking conversation.
That was
in
what?
the room. We wasn't joking in the room.
All right, but yeah, I know you. This is what you trying to do.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
This is
Now.
crazy.
This is what you trying to do to
She
me.
gonna chime in.
This is what you trying to do to me.
Oh,
So
shit.
you had, and you the reason why I went viral.
This is crazy.
To the clear record,
Yeah.
you have never knocked off a white woman and
Oh,
had,
wow,
and,
this is
and-
wild.
and had a
Oh.
whip in
You
court.
want me to help
said
you out? You want me to
that
jump in?
was
Let's
a
clear
white
the let's clear the record.
Right.
I've knocked off many white women.
Not said the slave part.
Never did that.
Ooh.
All right. But
He
this-
asked for. He said he never did it. He said
Right,
his
I said
ass
that.
and,
But
and
I
the
was gonna
girl
tell
would
you,
never
people
do
only heard a
it.
snip that Angela
Well,
probably put out.
and then I also said it was.
My
See,
brother,
stop it.
my
You gotta
brother,
stop
my
it.
brother.
I see they took it out of
That's what
context.
I'm saying.
You need a
I
bean
never
pie.
did that.
You need a
That's why I
bean
want you to
pie.
clear it
You
up.
need like 30 bean pies. I need to bring you back. my
That's
brother.
not gonna. It's not gonna change things. So if I say I never knocked off a white woman, then what?
Nothing.
Do you love me more?
Whatever you into, bro. We
But
don't
I didn't
judge
say I
it.
was
Like
into
Jim
that
showed
though.
me, we said it's not,
I didn't
no
say I
judgment
was
zone.
into that.
If you like that, you like it. We love
Yeah,
you regardless.
foul for this. This is crazy.
It's good though.
No, it's not. It's not good.
It's therapeutic.
Because you know you the reason why this happened.
Why am I
You
the
led
reason?
me there because you had Jesus juice going on in my cup.
I didn't.
here.
I don't even think
And
you
it-
had a drink.
Yeah, I was drinking, and I was talking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You like
and you
dark,
loved it.
Dark liquor or light liquor?
Light. I like tequila.
So you like light. Like
Can we-
Light. Like
You
white.
like white tequila.
Like white?
So you're like a blanco.
This
You
is
gotta
terrible.
stop. I like a
This is-
reposado.
this
Stop
is
playing with me.
terrible. Oh my God.
Stop playing with me.
But aside from the music,
Yeah.
you guys both have entrepreneurial ventures,
Yeah.
which we love, and you have a restaurant. I haven't been invited yet, but can you talk about that?
You talking about Chelsea House? Mm-hmm. And you said that you haven't been invited.
Yeah.
That's not true, and it's
So
a
you have a
family
restaurant.
restaurant.
Where's
No,
it-
it's not
where's
my mom.
located?
It's a family business. Shout out to my brothers. It's in Chelsea. It's on 235 9th Avenue.
24th Street and 9th Avenue to be exact.
235 9th Avenue. It's the Chelsea House, the hottest thing in the city.
poppin'.
And the funny thing is, I bought.
never got invited either.
No, that's not true. She's been invited. She's been invited. You're on tour.
I see people posting there.
Yeah, everybody. I bought Thug there, Gunna there,
They got-
Future
and the
came there. A lot
food
of
is
people came
slamming.
in.
You could get a Jimmy special. That's the garlic noodles and the chicken and shrimp.
The Jimmy special. You know, Travis taking credit for that.
He taking the credit for that?
Right? He said he put that together.
I ain't gonna front. He told me about the
Yeah.
shrimp and noodles.
Somebody that put the
Added to
chicken and shrimp. I don't know.
That
One
was
of y'all
hot
did
rod.
that.
That was hot rod.
Somebody did that, and I.
But I'm taking credit for it because I'm on the Breakfast Club, so they
Yeah,
gonna
bro.
say, "Let me get the Jimmy special," because I said it first.
Yeah, but you should pull up though. It's real. It's a dope vibe. Everybody comes there. Everybody loves it there. Fab comes there all the time. Kiss comes there. Everybody comes there.
How'd you get Fab in the gym?
Fab put himself in the
Yeah,
gym
he
actually.
did. And he's more serious than a lot of people
I see,
understand.
no,
He's
I see.
serious. He's
super serious.
He's
I know
adamant
Fab
about
a
it.
long time. I've never seen him in the gym, but
Right.
now it's like he's taking it serious. I figured.
He's super serious.
He's at least in the gym at least 4 times out the week at least, and if he can't make it, he definitely doing push-ups and sending us receipts.
Right, and listen, he
He had a
goes
son
to
in the gym with him the other day because he didn't want to miss the gym.
He goes to the gym when he on the road and send us the video.
Yep.
Like that's serious. He's dedicated.
Shouts
What's
to
next for
Davey.
that?
Shouts to
I
Fab.
seen y'all shooting videos. Yeah, a show or?
Yeah,
We got a reality show on the way. Shouts to Diddy and Revolt.
That's
We've
gonna
been
be amazing.
we've been in the midst of recording the album. Shouts to the guys for that.
Tour.
Tour coming soon. Well, we're about to go on this high tolerance Diplomat and Friends tour that the Lobby Boys is actually on the whole tour, so it's pretty dope. Starting the 27th, I believe, is the first date in Providence. Shouts to Joel's. It should be pretty dope. It's a pop-up tour. It's a different type of theme tour. If anybody know what the pop-up is all about, it's called a Burning Gas Tour. You can come burn some gas with us, catch the Lobby Boys in full effect.
yeah.
And we going up.
Would you put your family back on television, Jim?
Would I put my family? Why not? My mom's is always on IG or something else. My family's as dysfunctional at its best.
Your
think
mom
you should
has
do
a
it.
book too, right?
She has
I'm
her
actually-
second book
she's
that
I'm
she
actually
coming
gonna
out.
get her on lip service
No,
too.
Mama's
Oh,
she
man.
she coming up here.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, would you do a show, right? Like a couple show, right? Where you and Chrissy help Mano find love.
This is crazy.
and help him with his heartbreak and his obsession with white
crazy.
women.
And his obsession with white men, that was nasty.
You're a dirty person, man.
The old man over there
Is
has God.
It's an obsession.
Is this what you want to present out there? Because we're going to be on the blogs tomorrow behind this. This right here.
My man,
This is
Young
bad.
Calvin Klein right here.
This is
Obsession Cologne right here.
crazy.
My man, Young
This is how.
Calvin.
No, I want to show you. I want to show the world
How this shit goes
how
viral.
things get taken out of context and how you end up viral.
Oh my
That's the only
gosh.
part they're gonna keep.
Yeah, that's it.
Mano's obsession with white women
Wow.
on the Breakfast Club
And
tomorrow.
that is not true. Listen, shout out to my kids' mothers. I gotta go now. I gotta go there. I gotta go there though.
Happy Father's Day.
I've never heard you say. I never heard you. This is a new
I
one.
gotta go there because it can get bad right here. We playing with the Breakfast Club and they can take it out of context. So this is what I want to do.
Okay.
Shout out to my kids' mothers, my son and my daughter, two beautiful black women,
Okay.
strong black women,
Strong black woman,
Strong
independent,
black
strong
queens.
black queens.
That's right. I've never been in a relationship with a white woman in my life.
Okay.
Okay, so stop
But
playing with me.
You like what you like. It doesn't really
Oh,
matter.
you still playing?
Wow.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying there's
And
nothing.
what do I like,
I wouldn't
Angelique?
judge
I
you.
like everybody.
Right. That's all
I
I'm
like
saying.
everybody. That's
We're
the
not
thing.
trying to say is anything wrong.
No, I don't
That might be the
discriminate.
problem.
But last thing for real, have you slowed down on your
My intake?
your bachelor and your
And my intake.
Yes, because your intake at one
I
time
haven't heard
was a
much
lot.
about Mano
Yeah,
lately.
that's right. I've slowed down.
I haven't heard
slowed
much.
down.
I've slowed down because I'm recording.
Yeah.
Kitchen
You got the
Talk.
podcast.
Both of y'all been to Kitchen Talk. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Both of y'all been there.
Absolutely.
You know, shout out to Fox Soul. We going up. So yeah, so we doing business in a major way. You
I think
understand?
it's time for you to settle down. I think you played. You played a lot.
Killing you
Is
today,
Chrissy
boy.
ever like
This is
enough
wild.
hanging out with Mano?
Jim, do you ever know the story? Like, do you know the guy that you sit next to? Like,
Yo, this is
like,
bad.
do you know his
You
life?
still want to go?
Because you know, for women, sometimes it's like we don't want our man around.
Really? And I'm that guy.
Like, he plays with friends,
Really?
enemies.
This is bad.
Please.
Yo, E, you know everybody changes.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
You know,
saying.
everybody hits a point in their life where they want more and they got to do better.
Yeah.
Because if you continue to do the same thing, what you gonna get the same results,
That's
right?
right.
So we can't continue to
Tell
do the
him,
same
Mano.
thing, right?
Last
so
question,
stop
Mano.
trying to put this jacket on me.
Right.
It don't fit.
Is there anybody that you regret going that far and said, I should have just left them? Never mind.
What?
All right, ladies and
He be
gentlemen.
praying with the same hands that he fingers.
This is
Whoa.
crazy.
Whoa.
Now you,
I'm
this
out.
Whoa,
This is
you
it.
went too
This is
far.
it. That's
This is you
crazy.
went really.
Wait,
That
you got
was
one
Take
of
about
Wow.
and then you change them up
She
to
curved
fit
that.
your narrative.
That's crazy. That's
It's
nasty.
a conspiracy.
Looked at my fingers like that's
Really?
I look at my fingers.
I'm pretty good here.
Everybody got your hand sanitizer?
This they song.
This is bad. Lobby Boys is out right
Lobby
now.
Boys album is out right now.
When does the show start?
We don't got a definite date on the show, but we're gonna start to do some more filming. I think next week or the next 2 weeks. So hopefully we get a date. This was supposed to. Diddy actually wants to kind of do this reality show a little bit different. He kind of want to do a reality show in real time, or as much in real time as you can, because we all know it takes a bit to actually edit the episode.
Right.
But he's trying to kind of do it a week by week situation, which we'll see what happens.
That's gonna
when
be
we
very
go.
entertaining.
Yes.
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 Let's get in the slide right now.
Slide. I'm
That's
definitely
right.
the sturdiest out the group.
Hottest record
My dance move is
in the
elite.
country.
All right, it's Lobby Boys, Mano, Jim Jones. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.